Hey there. Thanks for joining us. I am Kathleen Acker,
Alana Levinson.
and we came together because Alana reached out to me. She is one of my clients currently, and she reached out to me because I have successfully stood up using natural law. I stood up to pharmaceutical while working there, reporting to the general counsel successfully, never testing vaccine or masking. I say that because I continued to work as agreed, got policies changed and charts removed, and made some waves while in there. And so natural law does work, and I helped hundreds of others, and I have continued to do so. There's lots of stories and ways that I've done this. So she reached out to me knowing that and said, "Hey, I'm concerned about this 23andMe." And so there's two categories here that are involved, and we're going to explain those to you really quick because we feel that it's important. I am one category, Alana is another. So we're going to cover those really quick just to let you know you have zero rights unless you claim them. This is a way to claim those rights. Zero rights unless you claim them. Another thing that I say that is my tagline is everything is a contract and all contracts are spiritual. So with that being said, I'm going to have you go ahead and tell your story why you came to me.
Yes. So maybe it was like 7, 8 years ago, I created an account because I thought it would be a cool thing to learn about my health and also learn about my ancestry. Never thought what the future could bring. And over the past few years, I have, let's just say, awakened to some things happening in our world and in our life that is very different than what I was raised to believe or believed before. That said, fast forward to recent events, 23andMe is filing bankruptcy, which also means that the company is up for sale, which means all their products and data, their product is our data, is for sale. And I have gotten concerned about what they have been, are doing, and could potentially do with my DNA, with my data. And so I reached out to Kathleen and asked her for her help. I didn't even think about how me creating an account could actually affect my entire family because I offered up our DNA. So, in essence, I don't have kids, but those that do, it's going to affect your lineage. So I will now turn it back to you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks for sharing for that. And thanks for reaching out because it's really about asserting our rights. And so one of the points is in this bankruptcy, we're in equity, and that's where we want to be. This is perfect for this. So there's two forms if you're in this position that they give you to fill out. I would go ahead, I highly recommend that you fill those out. Now, when I say recommend, I am not in any way, shape, or form giving legal advice, and it should not be construed. I operate solely in the private and only in the private. And so, if you're watching this, then you agree that you are operating in the private as well. And so, I am not an attorney. I don't give advice or opinion. Um, and I act from my knowledge and experience, and which is vast. And so, vast meaning I've reviewed thousands and thousands of contracts under the supervision of some of the world's best attorneys globally in manufacturing and pharma and drug discovery. So that's where my experience comes from, and a variety of contracts at that. And so, what I do with natural law, what I have done is writing a notice and holding. So, let's talk about shareholders, shall we? So, there's mankind, and we know from the Bible and the Declaration of Independence, as well as many other forms of documents and um, books and theories that mankind is here. They're above all else. So you got creator, and then creator made nature and mankind. Mankind, we're all equal. We are all equal. Doesn't matter who you are, we're all equal until you take a title. Any title. I don't care if it's the president of the United States. I don't care if it's the president of Pfizer. I don't care what the title is or janitor. Until you take a title, then you become a servant. You become lesser than. That's why when you want to serve, you want to be in honor. And as a master of the servant, you're coming from that standpoint. So your shareholders when you're in a title are always first and foremost mankind. It seems like a lot of leaders, a lot of government officials have forgotten that minor detail. So we're just simply going to remind them. So simple. This is equity, this is honor, this is moral, this is ethical. If we held all globally accountable at this level, we will take back our rights and we will change the world. We will create the new paradigm that everyone is talking about. It is the path forward, it is the way forward. So, what we're doing is we are claiming our rights. And so, if you got an email, great. And if you had an account, whether deleted or active or not, then your DNA is in their system. Now, for me, my relative did this. And so my DNA, because of my relative, is in their system. This notice that we have done is crafted and created in a way to cover either scenario beautifully, whether you've got an email or not, beautifully, because if your personal, private personal information, which we've defined, is a part of anything they've done that they are considering now an asset, or it's uploaded to Google in any way, shape, or form, Amazon, or anywhere else, because they've sold your DNA. They're selling the DNA. So you pay them and then they go off and they market it to 23 different other companies that I think that they've identified. I might be off on the number on that. They're debtors. And so they've sold it. They sold it to universities, they've sold it to pharmaceutical, they've sold it here, there, and everywhere, and they're making a profit. They didn't give you any royalties or license that I'm aware of. And so I certainly haven't gotten any, but feel free to send them. Anyway, so what we're saying is wherever the private personal information is identified, is stored, is kept, whether it's a third party, an affiliate, a debtor, anyone you've identified, we require that you're going to remove it, wash it clean. Because we know from one of the videos that we watched with the Congress, what was it,
It was a congressional hearing.
a congressional hearing, that they say, oh, yeah, we've deleted your information. Well, we can't delete this, that, and the other. If they can store it, they can delete it. If they can put it in something, they can delete it. If someone else can put it in, they can delete it. And so we just want certification written and the living soul that signs off on that. So this notice is a little bit different. The grammar is a little bit different than what most are used for. We are invoking laws of nature, nature's God, and the powers of the earth as stated in the Declaration of Independence and in the Bible. And this is not religious based, this is faith based. And again, you have zero rights unless you claim them. This is a way for you to claim your rights. And the more that stand up, not only on this notice, but on others, but the more that stand up and say, I do not consent to you producing my DNA, to selling it. It is an asset. It is in bankruptcy. The asset is your DNA. It's your relative's DNA. This is a way to claim saying, yeah, no, we're going to stop this nonsensical nonsense now, here and now. It's powerful. And it is a vibration frequency that is set into motion of the highest degree. So did you want to add, did I forget anything besides that I'm not an attorney? I'm going to say again.
Yeah, we could say that again. And then there's two things I want to add. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So one is I want to go back to your comment about this is not religious. It does not matter if you do have a certain religion, if you believe in a certain religion. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist or not. Contracts are spiritual. And I also wanted to double down on the deletion aspect. So those of you who thought, oh, I deleted my account, I'm good. You may not be, because just because you deleted your account today or yesterday, your DNA and your data have already been used for research in laboratories, probably in places that you have no idea about. And companies like 23andMe, to protect the data, to protect that information, have replicated servers. So just because you deleted it off one server doesn't necessarily mean it's been deleted off of all servers, which means they still have your account information stored somewhere and could still use it and sell it.
Data lakes. They call those data lakes, and there's mirrors. So there's lots of different terms that they can use. A data lake is basically, hey, we're going to store it here. We're having this backup so that if something happens to the information, no problem. We still got your DNA. We still got your private personal information. So we are requiring them to remove it all.
Yes.
This is something that is urgent because you're supposed to respond to the bankruptcy by July 14th. However, I want to be very clear. You are not barred in any way, meaning you are not blocked in any way from asserting your rights on having this deletion. The thing is that the timing of having it in equity and bringing forth this and sending it now is it could maybe possibly prevent the sale because again, the asset on the table in this bankruptcy is your DNA and how they're going to sell it, market it. It's like, ooh, we want that DNA. And I'm sure Billy Gates wants that too, as if he doesn't have enough. Or some other like rocks that are black or whatever. Other corporations might want that as well. Not that they don't have it. And I know you might be thinking, well, they already have it, so there's nothing I can do. There's absolutely something you can do every single time. Faith requires action. Faith requires action. I would fear not speaking up more than speaking up. So my fear is not speaking up. We do have rights. We can claim our rights. And that's what I teach. It's what I do. It's what I live. This is not my first notice. Um, it's not my 100th. It's, I send these often. And there's a lot of people that send variations of these as well. And more power to all of us that are due. And can I speak? Because I just want to touch on this really quick. Can I speak for just I, or can we speak for others? And this was a big debate in some groups. And so we are under the law of one. Under the law of one, are you any different than I? And so that can go into a deeper topic and longer conversation and debate. If I will speak for my bloodline, they can by free will or ignorance not know. But do I not have a duty, a moral, ethical, sacred duty to stand up when I have the knowledge that I have the ability to obtain the knowledge to help protect my bloodline? I think that I do, and therefore I do.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, it's interesting having an account. I haven't logged in a long time, and I recently did because of this. And lo and behold, I am connected to 1,500 people in there via my DNA. People I don't know, people I've never met, third, fourth, fifth layer out. But 23andMe is connecting all of us. So
Yeah. And just as we're closing, so there is a lot. This is not legal. This is not man-made system. This is natural law. This is divine law. This is invoking your utmost superior rights. And if you ever doubted whether there was a spiritual realm, I just would like to remind you of a few movies like The Wizard of Oz and Star Wars and Men in Black and the numerous, countless movies that tell you it's hidden in plain sight.
yes. So thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for those that are watching this. Thank you to those who choose to file a notice of claim to participate in this and speak out and stand up for yourself too.
Yeah, thank you. And you're the change. So roll the dice, play the game of life. Thanks so much. Until next time.